Apos Rock Lobster. Let's talk about it. The Apos Rock Lobster is a single dynamic driver that costs around $60. It is from a company here in the States called Apos. They have commissioned a company to make an IM for them. They tuned it quite a bit and did the exact design they wanted. It's an interesting idea, and Apos is doing some great products that I think is going to help their brand a lot. Let's start by looking at the build quality. The shell is the semi-custom style, not the bean style. It has a nice filter on it. Its nozzle isn't too large. It fits me well. It isolates pretty well. I like this shell. It kind of has this, almost like a crustacean faceplate in black. Has a nice lip and wing on it. I mean, for me, it's comfortable. I like the red look of it. It's a flat 2-pin cable connector, which makes it super easy to switch. All around, nice shell. The cable has R for right, L for left, and you can kind of see a little red on the right one to know which side is which. It's kind of nice. Its chin slider fails the test, unfortunately, but all around, I think this is a decent cable. It has a Y split. It is terminated in a 3.5. It feels pretty spongy, but not overly exciting. In the packaging, though, you do get kind of a cute little instruction card of what to do with it. It is very funny and kind of has a sense of humor about it. Here are the ear tips. Again, not super exciting. And it also has kind of a fun unboxing experience. I like it. It's unique. It's different. So how does this IM sound? It's fun, it's bassy, it has a little bit of upper mid spike that some people are gonna like and some people won't. In general, it kind of has a richness and funness to its sound, and it's a lot like a very similar tuning to a lot of other IMs out there. We're gonna go and try to talk about its place in the market, look at some other IMs that are about around this price, and then we'll go from there. All right, let's look at the Rock Lobster. And what do you notice? It notice like if you normalize this at, say, 800, you notice it has quite a bit of a bass shelf and quite a bit of upper mids and a little bit of 8K. So it can be a very incisive, maybe shouty, and a little bit, I would say, ever slightly warm. For me, my tolerances for warm is pretty great. But it does kind of have that kind of tonality. Let's look at a few other IMs in this market. Now, if you're looking at something like the Hexa, this has kind of the upper mid style of the Hexa. The Hexa does have a little bit more sparkle and detail. Oftentimes I find when I see this nice spike right around 12K that it kind of gives that sparkling, that detail, the twinklies and sparklies, as some people call them. So I think you're going to find like certain details in the Hexa that are going to be about the same. The upper mid spike is about the same as the Hexa. You're going to find way more warmth in the Rock Lobster, and it is a single dynamic driver, so I don't expect to feel like a lot of like really crazy treble, but it's nice, rich, and organic. And it's just a nice, almost kind of dark leaning in the treble, which is nice. I like the feeling of it, but it contrasts drastically with the Hexa. The next one, kind of around this price, the Truthier Pure. And you'll notice the Pure is kind of a warm leaning set. Like it's a little bit more forward in this region for this 400 to 600 region. It doesn't have a ton of sub bass. It doesn't have nearly as much upper mids. But other than that, they have some similarities in the upper treble. I don't know. I like the Rock Lobster. I see how people like the Pure. If you're looking for kind of a clean, boring sound, go for it. The Rock Lobster is meant to be kind of fun and different, and it has enough bassness where it doesn't feel overly twinkly, which is a nice thing for me and what I like to listen to and how I listen to music. This reminds me a ton of the Pula Unicron. Now, the Pula Unicron is a little bit more depending, and you'll also notice this huge spike right around 12K. This is kind of like the hot tonality of trying to have like, I don't know, from about 13K spike up, which I think kind of adds a certain sense of detail. I'm not exactly sure why, but it's just kind of something that's been done quite a bit as of late. I like the Pula Unicron maybe a little bit more in my A/B attempts. There are certain songs and details that I like in the Unicron, but it's very faint. Like it almost has like, if someone asked me to how would I explain in audiophile terms, maybe more technical. Maybe the lobster is a little bit more incisive and rich. They're very similar and they have a similar tonality. And again, I probably would go with the Unicron, but it's also more expensive. But I also find the rock lobster to fit better and and still have a unique flair. That's also a nice set overall. Another set that came out pretty recently that I liked that has a different style driver, like the Tipsy M1. You'll notice a lot of similarities. You can really tell how much the rock lobster has in 8K. Its approach to vocals is a little different. Like the Tipsy M1 has a spike right around, about 2.1K, whereas like the rock lobster hits almost at like 3.1, kind of depending, when you want to look at it. But their upward spikes are just a little bit different. So this is kind of that same sort of thing. And the Apos rock lobster is a little bit cheaper. And I still think it's a very, very nice set. You might like one of them more than the other. I think the rock lobster, I think for me, I really like the Tipsy M1, but it's also like $40 more. Is it really worth $40 more? It depends, but it might be. And that's kind of what's hard to quantify in price. And if you find a good tonality and that's what you need is a cheap IEM, the rock lobster does a really nice job at a lot of tracks, including rock and metal. It's just a lot of fun. Some of the other line would get a little bit more in line in the prices, and what you'll notice is like something like the Key Fine Clean, which is kind of like a little bit more of a flat V-shaped tonality. The rock lobster has a little bit more bass. The Key Fine Clean, a lot of people really liked it. I don't know. I kind of like the darkness and richness of the rock lobster more, but that's just kind of me. And the rock lobster is more expensive. Another graph comparison I thought I'd show you guys that I thought was interesting is the Creamier Daybreak. There's something about the Daybreak, and they both kind of have that same amount of upper mids. But my problem about the Daybreak is it felt like it was almost too balanced. There was something kind of a little bit off-putting about it. I think the details and the clarity on the Daybreak are a lot better, but I just thought it was interesting how they both kind of have this upper mid. So if you tried the Daybreak and you found it to be a little bit too shouty, I think the extra bass of the rock lobster kind of helps even kilter out the mids, and so it's not as shouty, but it does come across a little bit sizzly and slightly sibilant on certain tracks. All right, rock lobster. Let's ring this guy up. Solid IEM, very well done. Nice upper mids, maybe slightly shouty. Nice amount of bass for the price. Nice, rich, dark, dynamic driver. A lot of fun. I think for an initial IEM, Apos has really hit it out of the park. I think it's a competitive IEM on the market, and it's just a nice, fun overall set that's well done with great design. I think it makes it an appealing set for people that want to try it. You don't always have to spend big money for good audio. This is a good IEM. It's an IEM that I think a lot of people that are looking for an IEM in this price range could look for and consider. It has a lot of great qualities. It's well packaged, it's fun, it's cute coming out, which, it sounds kind of silly, but there's something about that unboxing experience, about having something that you look at and you want to use, you want to have in your ear. It's just a nice overall set that I think they've done great work with. I'm excited to see what Apos does next in the IEM space, as I find this to be a highly competitive contender in the space. Could be best. I don't know. It's really nice. Thanks for watching my video. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Go!
Go.
Go on with you!